Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Arlene Diamco, the multidimensional MD, and I am here for episode 204 on nervous indigestion. So, if you don't know me, I'm an integrative physician, a pediatrician, and a cranial osteopath. And my mission is to help bring the intuitive aspects of health back to medicine in practical and tangible ways so that you can access deeper healing and experience more peace, love, and joy in your everyday lives. And one other announcement before we get started is that we have started classes for School of Stillness, where everyone is a healer. And this is to help you get to know yourself, access that inner light within you, that pure health within you, so that you can express that more fully and live life more fully. And so for our second workshop, it's going to be on December 14th. There are going to be both in person and live and virtual options. And this is going to be with my friend, Maxine Taylor, who is an astrologist. And she's going to help walk all of us through how to read your own astrology chart. And you might be thinking, what does that have to do with health? Well, it is all along this multidimensional understanding of ourselves. So, the more you understand yourself, the more that you are able to work with your own constitution and tend to it, take care of it, to help develop your gifts, and also to access gifts, hidden gifts, and things that might be considered weaknesses are really hidden gifts for you to develop further. And so, if you have this bigger understanding of yourself, it's not fate, it is not fear based, it is meant to more fully understand who you are and your own unique expression of the stillness so that you can live more consciously and live live life more fully. So if you just stay tuned for that, the information is on my website, allworldshealth.com. If you're interested in joining us, we will limit the number of people attending the class so that we have enough time for one-on-one feedback. And it's going to be an amazing class. I can't wait for that to happen. Maxine is going to come on the podcast next week. So we're going to talk more about that. She has over 50 years of experience with astrology and doing it in a very loving, supportive, encouraging way. So I'll talk about more about my story and meeting her and how that can help you too. And so for this podcast, it is on nervous indigestion. And this is episode 204 of the Multidimensional MD. And part of the reason I wanted to talk about this is because it's something that many people experience. What is nervous digestion? It's those butterflies you might feel, nervous anticipation, whether nausea, cramping, bloating. You could have loose stools, you could have constipation. You could have reflux symptoms. And so this could range from mild butterflies to more intense reflux to irritable bowel syndrome. Of course, if these things are more intense, then get help from medical professional. But for most people, we can, these are just parts of the ups and downs of life. And it's great if we can learn how to navigate this. So from when I was in medical school, I tell the story in my book. When I was in medical school and residency, I had indigestion, I had irritable bowel symptoms, reflux, and was put on medication, which would take care of it so I could sleep. But I felt like I was otherwise young, healthy, didn't really have reason to be on medication long term. If I considered myself, if I was healthy, that I wouldn't necessarily require this. I knew it was stress related, but I felt that I didn't have a way to navigate my stress in a way where I didn't know how to figure it out without the medication. And so once I was in residency, then at some point in my late 20s, I just was walking down the street and I had this feeling that if I didn't do something to take care of myself, I was going to get sick. And at that moment, I looked up and I saw a yoga sign. And so I just walked in the door and I said, I'll sign up for yoga. So about 2 to 3 weeks after going to yoga classes about 3 times a week and starting to learn how to meditate, do some very simple breath work, that nervous indigestion completely went away and never came back. And I had had it for years, all throughout medical school, all through residency. So for it to have gone away with doing some breath work, with doing yoga, a- and never come back for after all of these years was really remarkable to me. And I felt that this was another way that I could help people because we didn't talk about this in medical school. We didn't talk about this in residency, or if we touched on it, it was for minutes. Really, we didn't have any foundational training on it. But I was in the Bronx at the time, and with all these people, I was in my pediatric residency, and I felt that, well, why not instead of putting everyone on medication, we could teach them some exercises and to help them get themselves better from within, and then they wouldn't have to spend on medications, and they it was much more empowering, and it was more true healing, this rebalancing of themselves. So I'm going to walk you through what I did for this mindful meditation to help ease this nervous digestion, and talk about ways that you can help yourself through. So again, I was taking a yoga class, but part of that, at the end of each yoga class, we were doing some meditation. And this is just some very basic meditation. All we did was close our eyes, sit in a comfortable position, and focus my awareness, a soft awareness on breathing and whatever I was feeling in my body. So there was nothing to do about it except for to breathe into it, to breathe into whatever I was feeling and to notice my breath. So this gave my mind something to do. And it taught my mind to turn towards myself and to take care of myself. So, and within there, you have this automatic recalibration system because nature loves balance. So you have the stress response and then you have this de-stress response. So if you take some time to bring your awareness to yourself, you can let your nature take over and rebalance naturally. And so just doing that more consistently, it wasn't even every day, helped to rebalance my nervous system so that this nervous digestion never came back. So you can do that anytime for yourself too. Just sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and start placing your gentle awareness on your breathing. And then anything that you notice in your body that comes up, you just breathe into that with no goal except to notice it, except to just be with yourself. That's it. And so um, we would spend about 10 to 15 minutes on that. And I know that there's other studies that have shown like about 17 minutes of doing that can help to reset your nervous system in a way that is lasting. So you don't even have to do it all the time, but if you learn to do it, then even just once, you can actually reset your nervous system, and that's what I did. So if we look at other things in the physiology. So if you look at the stress response, typically if people are experiencing nervous digestion, then we'll be in this overactive fight or flight state. So the sympathetic nervous system is taking over, making your heart race, making your blood pressure go up, and creating more tension in your body. So we need to support the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps with rest and digestion and relaxation, and that can help to rebalance the nervous system overall. And so with doing this easy breath work and mindfulness meditation, it helps to calm that fight or flight response and help to get to a more normal feel good baseline. Now, if you have any injury that could actually contribute to a stuck fight or flight response. So whether you have like physical stress, emotional stress, mental stress, then that can activate this overactive fight or flight response. And then you can start to have nervous indigestion. So it can go up and down or it can be more lasting. Now, just to let you know, to keep it in this arena of safety, um, indigestion can also be caused by over medicating. So talk to your physician if you are on prescription medications or over the counter medications. So that can include NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like aspirin or ibuprofen. Those are known to cause digestive upset, certain forms of iron, and antibiotics. And so if that's the case, then definitely talk to your physician or healthcare practitioner about that. Too many supplements or not taking them correctly can also contribute to indigestion. So pay attention to your constitution. Some people are a lot more sensitive to medications, to even supplements and herbs. And so it's a good idea to start things slowly, not full dosing, but to get an idea of how you respond to things. Um, People that tend to be more energetically sensitive things, I find tend to also be more physically sensitive to things, but that is not across the board. It's just a generality. So, and then energetically, consider how are you digesting life, and just think of that metaphorically. How are you digesting life? And you can use the mindfulness meditation to help ease some of that in your life. Of course, if the symptoms are intense or unrelenting, if there's any weight loss, dark stools or blood in the stools, vomiting, fevers, then seek medical help. So now I want to share with you a couple of homeopathic remedies that are really great for nervous indigestion. There are two remedies. One is Argentum nitricum, and this is great for anxiety, stress, and that is creating indigestion. Therefore, if you are in need of this remedy, there tends to be a lot of restlessness. So it's this restless apprehension. You can have a feeling of feeling hot and like feeling like you need to like fan yourself because you're so nervous. There can be a fear of failure. So this anticipatory anxiety before events or exams. You can get irritable bowel symptoms like bloating and gas with the nervousness. So in general, if you need this remedy, then I would try it one pellet, 1 to 3 times a day as needed. And if you need help with that, definitely talk to somebody that's familiar with homeopathic remedies. Homeopathic remedies are energetic remedies, so they are not to be meant to necessarily be taken like a prescription medication, but it's more meant to be taken following how you respond to it. So as you improve, then you tend to need less of it. As you return to balance, then you need less of the remedy. A homeopathic remedy helps remind your being, your body, how to return towards balance. The second homeopathic remedy that I find to be really helpful for nervous indigestion is gelsemium. So this tends to be more of a quiet anxiety, someone that tends to like keep themselves together and so look composed on the outside, but feeling these butterflies in the stomach on the inside. So can also have irritable bowel symptoms like loose stools or upset stomach. You could feel kind of trembling. You may or may not. It could also be worse in stuffy rooms, but it won't be quite as hot like the fanning that you'll feel that you'll need to do with Argentum nitricum, that restlessness with that picture. And gelsemium is also common for performance anxiety. I find it a really common remedy for in people that get car sick. So there's also this imbalance in the autonomic nervous system. So again, just like the Argentum nitricum, if you feel that you need this remedy, then you can try it not more than 1 to 3 times a day in the beginning, unless you're working with a homeopath. If you don't see a response with a homeopathic remedy within a few doses, then to talk to your healthcare practitioner because it may not be quite the right remedy. It's best to get a homeopathic remedy dosing and prescribing like accurately, but these are really common ones. Another a non-homeopathic remedy that I love for nervous indigestion is honeycomb and activated charcoal. That combination is really great for just this stress-induced indigestion. So if you feel like you're getting nervous, then you can take some activated charcoal. It helps to if you're getting that cramping and gassiness and bloating, activated charcoal is great for that. Acts like the sponge, helps to break up the gas bubbles too, so that they can pass. And the honeycomb too is soothing for the gut. It has some extra B vitamins in there that are great for the nervous system. So you get a benefit of the vitamins from the honeycomb and the honey itself. Honey also has some antibacterial properties, and is that combination, honeycomb and activated charcoal, is a really good one. You could take them separately too, so no harm in that, but together I feel like it's one of the best remedies for nervous indigestion. Okay, so I went and went through some of my favorite herbs for digestion, for soothing the nervous system. And I had so many, but I came up with 11 herbs. And I know it's a lot to go through, but I just want to highlight a few things on each of them. So we're going to group them. So let's go through some herbs that are both nervines, like calming to the nervous system, and great for digestion. So you get that at least two in one. They're good for many other things too. So the first in there is lemon balm. Calms the nervous system. It's great for helping ease gas, bloating. It also can help have this boost in cognition, and that could be from the nutrients and the minerals in lemon balm, but also that easing anxiety. It's great to take an hour before any performance, whether you're taking a test, an exam, or have to speak. That can just kind of ease things some. The next one, so that's the first one, lemon balm. Number 2 is chamomile, which interestingly, I just read that has been shown to bind to the same brain receptors as the tranquilizer Valium. That was in the book, The Way of Ayurvedic Herbs. So that's really fascinating to me because it's one of my favorite nervines just because it's so easy to get. But think of Peter Rabbit. So when he raided the farmer's vegetable garden and ate too much and had indigestion, then his mom gave him chamomile. So to help ease, soothe the stomach, soothe the whole gut, and help with the digestion. Then number 3 is passion flower, another great nervine, especially if you're getting like these nervous, your heart rate tends to like go up with the nervousness. But this is also a bitter. It can help to your digestion. It helps to ease cramping in the digestive tract. It can combine well with the 4th herb, nervous catnip, for nervous digestion, and can help to ease looping thoughts. So you can combine a lot of these herbs together. They make great teas too. So catnip, which is the 4th herb, is not just for cats. So catnip makes a great tea. It has a long history of use with infants and children for infant colic, but you can take it at any age. It's a nice, safe herb to use. It helps ease cramping, colic, gas, and again, makes a great tea. So those are both nervine and carminatives, or herbs that are good for the digestions, and they have other properties as well. But there are many other herbs. So there some herbs tend to be more warming, some herbs tend to be more cooling energetically. So a couple that are more cooling are peppermint and dandelion. So all of these other herbs I'm going to mention are great for digestion, gas, and bloating. So peppermint is more cooling, great for gas. So if you need an herb that's cooling, it's like you need to you have some ruddiness to you. Maybe you have like some ruddiness to your cheek, and you need to like cool that energy down. A lot of times we can just combine herbs and combine warming herbs and cooling herbs and get something that's more neutral. So pay attention to your constitution and what you need. it's not one size fits all at all. So peppermint, I tend to think more for um, that gas and bloating. Some people find it a little irritating for reflux symptoms. Other people find it helpful, but think of it more for like irritable bowel and gas. Dandelion is another cooling herb, but it's also a bitter, so it helps the pancreas release digestive enzymes. It helps the flow of bile, which is helpful to digest fats. So if you need that, then you need like omega 3s to help your nerves. You need vitamins A, D, E, and C, and some of those are antioxidants. Also helpful for detoxification, helpful for the nervous system. So this can help your nutrient status overall when you take herbs that are good for the digestion because you can get more out of your foods. So those are both more cooling. So these other herbs are going to be more on the warming end, especially ginger. So that is, we're done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ginger is the seventh herb. Ginger is another amazing bitter, it has so many great properties. Dry ginger tends to be hotter than fresh ginger, makes a great tea. It's helpful for gas, for digesting, for releasing those digestive enzymes as well. You can add it to your food. You don't have to take it as tea. You can combine it with that honey or honeycomb, that activated charcoal. So we can start to mix and match some of these remedies here. The eighth herb is cumin, which is also great for gas. It's energizing. It tends to help to ease spasms in the digestive tract. Makes a great flavor. It's used so much in so many different cuisines, whether like Mexican food, Indian food. We use cumin abundantly in my home. So I love to get any kind of anything that helps them make the food both taste better and is beneficial for your health is such a win-win for me in our home. So the next herb is fennel, which is also great for gas. You can chew those fennel seeds. They have them in many Indian restaurants, and it's also antispasmodic. So if you have any spasms in the digestive tract. So we've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10th one is cardamom. Ah, these herbs remind me of the different holiday seasons. So cardamom, also so great for the heart, improves digestion, can help ease reflux, soothes those stomach linings, is antispasmodic, helps to ease gas and bloating. You can just sprinkle cardamom powder onto your oatmeal or to your drink, or add it into some savory dish with the cumin, with the fennel and cinnamon and ginger. All of these go so well together and can help with any kind of like irritable bowel symptoms. So the last herb, number 11, is cinnamon, which is another energizing herb. And it is toning for the body, so can help tone the digestive tract, helps to ease gas and bloating, and it is a flavor that you can use in so many different kinds of cuisine. So I hope that helped you in some way. There's a lot of different options there for nervous indigestion, and I've used all of these things um, many times in my life. And if you have any more questions on the details of this, then I would love to hear from you. If there's any comments, feedback, please let me know. You can take a look on we're always going to put the chapters, the timestamps at the after that this is released, so that you can go back and look up things that you would like to look at. So we went through here some mindful meditation to help ease nervous digestion, to help rebalance the nervous system, just some easy things that you can do. We went over a couple homeopathic remedies, the Argentum nitricum and Gelsemium, some of my favorite ones. I prescribe them um, pretty often, and honeycomb and activated charcoal. And then I went through 11 herbs that are amazing for your digestion, from the nervines, lemon balm, chamomile, passion flower, catnip, all nervines, to some bitter herbs like dandelion and ginger, to the cooling herbs, peppermint, dandelion, to other ones that are great for gas, bloating, and irritable bowel symptoms, cumin, fennel, cardamom, cinnamon. So I hope that all that gives you some ideas. Use them in your cooking, in your teas, and anytime that you start to feel any nervous digestion, maybe this will help you be less nervous because you'll know something that you can do about it. And and in a feel good way, they taste great. They make great teas. Um, they help you in more than one way, and this is just makes it such a win-win-win. So, uh, if you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. As always, you can connect with me on Instagram at All Worlds Health. You can on my website, allworldshealth.com. I send out an e-love letter once a week. And you can also find me on Facebook, All Worlds Health and Pediatrics. And I think I'm going to go home now and have some nice nervine teas to help me get to sleep as well. So, other great ones that we talked about for that would be chamomile and passion flower, great nighttime teas. Maybe I'll add a little ginger to that. So, lots of love to all of you. Thanks for being here with me. Please let me know if you're listening, like and subscribe, and share this with anyone you feel could benefit from it. And comment if you have any questions. Lots of love to you. I believe in you. I hope that you believe in you too. Take care. See you next week. Oh, don't forget, next week, Maxine Taylor, how to read your astrology chart. We're going to just talk about how astrology is helpful for your understanding yourself, getting to know yourself, and what that has to do with health. So this is in preparation for our class on December 14th, how to read your astrology chart. So you will be reading it for yourself, not someone else. You will learn how to do it for yourself. So come join us. Look at allworldshealth.com, the events section, and sign up for that if you're interested. We'll see you next time.